So 7 magic minutes. We're in the hour of courage. And earlier I was asking about, thinking. We're more than halfway through the month of courage for September here in OPWP. And because we bring intention and focus to areas, which is courage, I'm curious if anyone would like to share like your thoughts on being like halfway through the month. Are you being more courageous and putting focus to like knowing how we move forward, and the fact that we're emphasizing putting courage infused in there, is that making a difference in your life and how you're choosing to live the month of September? If anyone wants to speak anything about that, that would be cool to hear.
Well, I found that this has been the easiest month for me to complete my like daily one-liner in the journal for
Yeah.
like where were you courageous today?
Yeah.
Um so I've like kept up all month for the first time. So definitely leaning into courage this month and
Why did you say that it's the easiest?
I think because of um I think probably because of my work with Fearless Living, it's like I think in that way. So I can very easily um like identify moments throughout my day where I like stopped and used a tool to like move forward, and then those are what I've been capturing on my courage days, as opposed to, like last month was build, and I really got stuck on the word build, and it was like, build, what did I build? And I think sometimes like I'm realizing that sometimes I just overthink it. And with the courage one, I wasn't overthinking. I was just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I love that. So because I know that like stretch risk die is in your wheelhouse, uh is where does that sit with like courage then? Right? Like, is your courageous moments in your stretch, your risk, or your die zone? Or have you not thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's any. So
Okay.
we acknowledge any amount of risk. So, like, any step outside your comfort zone is a risk, and that takes courage.
Okay. Yes. Got it. Cool. How about you, Foxy or Shelly? Anything around courage for your month of September?
I think ditto what Amy said. I think though that it's helped me to acknowledge the times that I've been courageous, or what's considered being courageous, because I'm writing it down every day. That, yeah, what I did. So I think it's more of like a recognition of the fact that I am courageous every day.
Yeah, that's really been a game changer for me too. I've always known that the one-liner specifically, because it is to put the focus to it, right? And if we're writing a one-liner about the theme of the month, that does put, our energy into being able to find the awareness in the day. But I could definitely relate to, that it feels easy with courage, because it's like, yeah, I felt some resistance to something, and then I, was aware that I had the resistance, that it, took a little bit more effort for me to say yes to it or to move towards it. And that's what the one-liner is for, is to just start building that awareness around the theme. So I can agree with that.
So courage for me this month, it's like the new opposite of courage is like complacency. Like there's a place for me where I just sometimes think, "Oh, just shut your mouth. Like there's no need to poke that bear. Like just let it ride." And I'm strong in opinion, I'm strong in, but I look back, I was trying to decide, is there ever a point at which I regretted being courageous or stepping out, or like there's a really fine line for me between, I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but what if I'm placed in their path? Like, it took me like 5 babies to have a home birth, mostly because nobody ever told me I could. Like, I
Mhm.
never met anybody else. Like, I know that if somebody else had planted that seed for me, I could have grown it a lot earlier. Like, I feel that, and I
Right.
sometimes wonder, like, is there somebody who is just quiet and minded their own business and just didn't come out with something? Like, do I have to be directly asked, or is it okay for me to insert something that I feel is bold into somebody else's life? And so, like, right now for me, I'm really exploring that around courage. Is courage just using bold language with people and saying, I respectfully disagree, and here's why. Like, I just am really trying to decide, is that what courage should look like for me?
Right. Mm. Well, I love that because looking at my, even like looking and
It
thinking about my life,
could. Mm,
it could, it
It
could.
could. Not
Say more about
should.
that.
It could.
Oh, she said should.
Yeah, but
Um,
I mean, how would you know?
Right.
I mean, I run the risk of, I have a couple of times, greatly offended somebody to the point of them, walking away from the relationship, but sometimes years later they come back and say that was a really powerful turning point for me. And, I don't know, I'm just wrestling around a little bit with it. I feel like this month I've played small because I don't want to deal with conflict. And does that mean I lack courage then, that I just don't want to deal with conflict?
I think for me, it comes down to to intention. So if you're coming at it from a place of like authenticity, then it's it's like if someone gets offended by something you've offered or shared or suggested, I feel like that's their stuff and not yours.
Hmm. Yeah. What is the motivation? What is the intention? I like those thoughts. Okay, we're gonna put a pin in it, ladies. We're at the top of the hour. That was our courage mastermind.